All right, well, welcome back to the stream. Today we'll continue looking at some off-meta decks, and what a good place to take a look at SWU Competitive Hub. So this is a website that compiles the list of winners across PQs and other major tournaments. So you can check here quite regularly, and what's good about it is you can see the winners. So this one here in Brazil won with Vader Yellow, and a lot of the times you can click on them and the actual winners and have a look at their deck list. So this would take me through, and I'll go across to Melee now that Melee supports deck lists. Not all tournaments have deck lists, but the majority do these days. So what I was interested in going down, and I saw last weekend that in Germany a Boba DV won. Hey, just a dude. Yeah, so a Boba 4 Data Vault 1. So if we jump in there and have a look at the list here, then Melee has got like a visual view that you can kind of view the list. So it just takes Data Vault and it's primarily red. You can see there's hardly any green in this deck. There's 3 resupplies, 3 assault frigates and 3 mauls, and 3 super lasers. So we've just got the ramp. Everything else is red. There's a lot of incidental damage like force chokes, grenade strikes, daring raid. And it's even got things at the very top end like that Palpatine and that as well. So I thought I'd give it a go. I haven't really played it too much, but we'll see how it goes tonight. So I want to show you a trick when you're looking in Melee, because if you can export in Melee, it doesn't allow you to import directly into SWUDB. So if you were to copy a clipboard and then go into SWUDB and then paste Melee from clipboard, you'll get all these errors and that here. So what there's a Melee to SWUDB decklist converter on ChatGPT. So I'll put the link in to the Reddit in there. So if I click on this decklist formatter, it'll take me to ChatGPT. So you have to just sign in. You'll go across to the Melee, go to the actions, copy it to clipboard, back to ChatGPT where it's got this decklist formatter little agent. You paste that in, and what it'll do is then convert it to SWUDB format. And once it's done that, you can just hit the copy. Now when I go to SWUDB, I can hit paste Melee from clipboard, and you'll see it'll load the deck. So that's a little bit of a trick there. I used to try and have to manually create them before, and yeah, this is way faster. So I'm just going to give it a name. So we'll call this one Boba Data Vault. We'll make it unlisted and save it, and then I will drop that one in the chat. And yeah, let's take a look at this one again. So it's got all our ones we were just looking at. A lot of space. It's got the Pride, the Stormtroopers, and that in here. Doesn't have the Vaders. I would have expected Vader, but they must not have needed it. Because of Vader to pull out like Stormtroopers and these officers seems pretty good. But they went with them all, so we'll see how that goes. All right. Let's copy the link and let's jump across to Petronarchy and see if we can win some games. Let me turn the score on. Oh, that's our score from last time. All right, so we have got a pre-Vizsla Yellow. Not something that you see very often. I do have a pre-Vizsla showcase that I picked up last time I was in Adelaide. Would you like the mulligan? We've got excellent first turn plays. Let's go for it. We'll resource hopefully we'll pick up a 3-drop here. So we'll get rid of the bombardment and a maul. So yeah, I picked a pre-Vizsla up last time I was in Adelaide, and I am going to Adelaide this weekend for a PQ, which reminds me. Hey, Disaster Piece, how you going? We're just on some Data Vault. Oh, yeah, thanks, Nathaniel. Yeah, I like the streams, like the calm approach, learning a lot. Yeah, that's how I learned a lot about card games. I Used to be a Hearthstone player. Hearthstone was Blizzard's digital card game, and I really improved watching other people play the game and getting some of their insight. In particular, streamers like Brian Kibler, and that I'd really like watching his streams and that as well. So that game was really made for streaming. It's a shame Star Wars doesn't have a online sort of client that's endorsed. Put it that way, because this would be a great game to stream and have tournaments and that as well. So let's hit in again. He puts 1 damage on the Mist Hunter here. We'll just daring raid it. He doesn't. Yeah, it's a shame we got all our top end, because if you look at our deck, there is a lot of low end here. Like over half the deck is 3 or less. All right, so let's just hold on. Let's play the longer game. Wow, another Devastator. That's our 3rd one. I'm hesitant to drop that 3rd Devastator, so let's get rid of the Daring Raid. All right, so let's hit in with the Trooper. He may put the 1 damage on Greedo and try and get a hit here. Yeah, he does. Let's see if he gets a hit. We'll use Boba's ability. We'll go opponent. Yes, he does get the hit. So we'll go opponent again. He will get a card draw now because he played a Bounty Hunter, which was a Greedo. And then he gets the on attack with the Mist Hunter. So we'll pass. We do have a Force Choke, so we'll see if he plays anything here. He hits us with a 1 damage from Pre-Vizsla's ability because he drew a card. That seems pretty good. All right, so now we're starting to get some of our cards in that here. So we're going to be at 5. All right, well, I think the Devastator is going to have to go here. I want to keep it open on what we can play. So let's go for the platform. Right, do we Force Choke? Yeah, because we're going to be able to pop out Boba next turn, but if he can somehow kill the platform, let's go for that. Right, let's claim and hope he doesn't kill our platform. Right, he doesn't. He hits us with Bosk, so that's okay. So I think here now we deploy Boba into the platform. We'll get rid of the Mist Hunter, get rid of Pre-Vizsla, and put 1 on the Bosk, which will put it in range for open fire. Okay, so what did he play? He played open fire back, so he got the bonus 2 damage from Bosk. Right, so we can now open fire on Bosk. We couldn't have killed the boss because it was 4-5, so let's keep the damage up. One thing that I was surprised with this deck was just the constant damage. Good thing I get to watch them back and learn so much when you talk things out. Yeah, thanks, Moses. That's really appreciated, those comments and that. I posted on Reddit the other day, and I think I posted about Finn or something like that, and I don't think we're going to have initiative anytime soon, so let's get rid of Pride. And sometimes you can get some bad comments on Reddit itself. So, yes, it's good to receive those comments. All right, so let's choose you want to use Boba Fett's ability. Yep. Use it on opponent. He puts it on the radar. We can hit it, but it's still not great because we want to get our Maul out here. I think we just go with the Maul. and let him try and have an answer for it. So we've seen like open fires and all that. Yeah, that wild previewsler. Yeah, that's the internet for you. Yeah, I learned not to read too much into some of the comments. Okay, we want to get to Devastator. All right, let's get rid of the Daring Raid. Let's see what he can do. Yeah, so he's going to play the Palpatine. So we could play the Devastator and do 4 damage, or we could play the Ruthless Raider. I think we'll stick with the Devastator and we'll put it all on base. We'll get the 4 damage from the Devastator, which we get to choose, and then we'll put another damage on the base, which we will also get to choose. Got kind of messed up this game. We drew all our top end. So if he ends up having anything that's fairly sizable here in this top end, but red and yellow, yeah, he's going to have his Devastator back, which is not great. All right, we'll put that 2 on the Devastator. Are you sure some we've set for, or do you have another PQ up your sleeve? Yes, I have 2 more PQs. No, I'm not done. I have a PQ in Adelaide this weekend. I'm going to claim here because I'm going to barrage. I have a PQ this weekend in Adelaide, and then a PQ the following weekend in Sydney. So let me just play this turn out, and then we'll go and have a look at the poll that I put up, because the poll was about what should I play. All right, so we got 6 across here. So we're going to do 4 on the Devastator, and then 1 on the Palpatine. We'll use the ability of Boba. If he doesn't attack with Palpatine here, we'll hit the open fire. No, he does. So let's put 6 on there. He may claim here. He's got 10 resources, though. I don't think he will. Okay, the Boba Fett. All right, I think we're going to have to claim here, because we can open fire, but we're still in lethal range with Boba Fett. Is there anything in our deck that will save us there? Maybe Planetary Bombardment? Let's see if we can draw that. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this one. I think drawing all of that top end was too much. Yeah. Just getting that Boba Fett there did us in. Okay, so interested to know what I plan to play. Yep, we'll go over that in a sec. So I will hit in here and lose the game. All right, so not a great start. It's the first time playing this deck, though, so... All right, so in terms of this weekend, so I've got a PQ this weekend in Adelaide, and a PQ the following weekend in Penrith, which is in Sydney. So this one here is for the Sydney PQ. So at the moment, I'm going to be playing Trench Data Vault, unless Akbar can score a few more votes. So if you haven't voted in these posts, on this post on our YouTube channel here, please do so and let me know which one of these 4 decks you want me to play. As for this weekend, I will be playing Rey, and I can show you the deck where it's up to at the moment. So this is the deck here. So you can see it's pretty standard Rey Data Vault. So we're looking at a couple of changes. I think I had Moisture Farmers, or the original list had Dispatchers and then Moisture Farmers, and now it's got Seasoned Fleet Admiral. I've also brought in some Concord Dillon Interceptors to bolster up the 3s. And I've also brought in a timely reinforcements and a choose sides at the moment. So that's what the list is looking like at the moment. I'm also using disruptive burst in the side for the Vader decks and brought in some governors so I can swap out the clone deserters. This restock or go to get converted into a confiscate. But yeah, so Ray Dartavolt this weekend and next weekend, this stage will be Trench Dartavolt. So if you haven't voted, please vote. All right, so what was this deck called here? This deck was called Boba DV. So let's load it up here and see if we can do a bit better. Have you looked at Anakin Dartavolt? Come second in a PQ in UK and I won my store showdown. No, I haven't looked at Anakin, but Anakin's got such a good ability that it doesn't surprise me that it's good with Dartavolt. I mean, some of the local players here joke. They just say, I'll just add Dartavolt to anything and you can win with it. But yeah, so that doesn't surprise me that Anakin. I will have a look at the list after this game. So is this any good, this list here? So we're expecting some big ships. The False Choke might be good for a Pershing first turn. And then we go straight into the tech. So let's not mulligan. No Unity of Purpose. I did try Unity of Purpose. It felt a bit more of a win more card. So I'm still experimenting. I've actually got it right in front of me here. This card is Unity of Purpose. So it was in the deck. And I'm just playing around with it at the moment to see whether or not it fits. I know Tata and the KTOD boys put it into their deck. Okay, I don't think I need a bombardment at this stage. And let's see the barrage out. So yeah, I'm trying to work out if it fits or not. All right, so we'll pass and we'll see if he plays a Pershing. No, he won't play a Pershing. What? He's red. He's green red. It does seem that I speak to the same guy on KTOD server. The list has been since been updated. Yeah. All right. I don't think IG is too good in this matchup. Let's get rid of that. I find Anakin Yellow to be the most fun version. It's very obnoxious, to be fair, with serious hand hate, but I just find it deeply annoying. Yeah, when Anakin was first came out in Twilight, I thought Anakin Yellow would be the way to go. It ended up being Anakin Blue, but with the what's it called? Now there are two of them, and that as well. It felt like that was the deck. So yeah, Anakin Yellow is any of the yellow ones with the hand hate is very good in a certain decks. But the problem with Star Wars Unlimited is that you are drawing two cards a turn. So and you've also got Smuggle. So hand hate is potentially not as strong as it is in other games. Let's get rid of Daring Raid here. So I'm not sure if I'm playing this correctly, but we'll see how we go. Well, I wish I'd kept that Daring Raid now. All right, let's hit into base here. You'll get a double ramp. Let's take a platform. Hit the opponent. 3. Let's play the trooper out. Would have been nice to have a ship or something here, but don't have it. Let's get rid of the force choke. We're going to open fire. So he's at 7, 8. So what's he going to play here? So he's going to play a maul. We'll hit our opponent. All right, so we could play a platform. All right, we'll open fire on the mall. Just voted. Okay. We'll probably come out as a unit. Probably going to get hit by a Devastator here, if I was to guess. We've got 2 Devastators. I want to keep both, but I'm not sure that that's correct. Now we'll see. What's he going to hit us with? Devastator. Right, let's see where he hits. 2 like matchups at the moment that we're not great for us. Like not. He's got bigger ships. Wow, 3 Devastators. This has happened in that first game as well. All right, it's going to hit us for... All right, well, let's kill the Devastator. I think all we can do is like push and then hopefully that he doesn't have the answer in space. He has another Devastator. Doesn't. All right, let's push damage. You'll have to claim and try and kill our Devastator here. All right, let's get rid of the Technician. Another Devastator, yeah. Okay, so we can push the damage where we want here. So let's... All right, so we kind of have to barrage our way out of here. So we'll do 8 there. I think he played it wrong. I don't know why he didn't kill the... All right, let's claim. We'll play out another Devastator. All right, so we get rid of the Pride. Does he have a third one? Did you end up making any more Akbar streams? I only saw one. Maybe I missed the one stream. You try against 10 opponents. Yeah, I think I did do a 10 one. Okay, he's going to hit us and we'll just claim. And hopefully he doesn't have the answer. He has an open fire. He gets it. Yeah. And now 3 frigates. All right. Wow. We are maybe not a good Boba player. All right. So yeah. Now I want to have a look at a few things here. So we said we voted. So we are at 31-32. There we go. In terms of Akbar stream, there was an Akbar Green. This one here, 7-3. So I did do a Akbar one. It was super fun to play. And then what did I want to look at was on the competitive hub. I wanted to look at the Anakin. So the way you can search here is you can look at Anakin here. So there is an Anakin data vault there. come second in a PQ in the UK. So there's one that come eighth, third, second. There we go. That one is in France. There we go. That one's in Brighton. So that one would have lost to Ysera, who is Josh, who on Ray Datavolt. So he would have lost to the Ray Datavolt player. Let's have a look at the view on this one. Yeah, it looks interesting, that one. Main deck Cham, having like things like the Fighters for Freedoms, the K2SOs, Poe, Wreckers, looks pretty good. Might give that a go one stream. All right, let's see if we can win a game. We have not done too well. Time for new deck Ray. Yeah. Oh, you want me to play Ray instead of Boba? I'll give it a couple games of Boba, and then I can play Ray. Maybe I can only win with Blue Heroic. Guys, actually been cursing card draws. Happened to me and other players at local tonight, drawing every copy. Yeah, I have drawn with this deck. I've just drawn the top end every single game. I probably should have mulliganed in that first one. Okay, let's see. This guy's disconnected. So do I just drop out? And all right, let's play a Yoda. All right, so we've got some ramp. We've got an early draw here. Okay, so we won't mulligan. Not really too fussed about removing his units in this one early. So let's try and ramp. Seems like blue is your color. Blue is definitely my color. Like, I can play blue villainy or blue heroic, but then I struggle for everything else. All right, let's get rid of the... Stay away from the ground. Attack Yoda in space. Whatever you do keeps dragging you back to blue decks. Exactly. Yeah. Like, I tried even putting in yellow. I think it's blue-green as well. Tried putting yellow in this first Sydney PQ and with Iden yellow, and I didn't do well. Didn't do well at that one. All right. Use Boba Fett's ability, yes, on opponent. He'll hit him to kill the trooper, then we'll resupply. He'll do his Yoda's ability. Potentially play something. Let's resupply. And then claim. All right, so we could play a technician. Or we could play a platform. A platform into Boba Fett seems pretty good. Unless he might have an eager escort or something like that. All right, so let's claim. Show Clint how to play Gar Data Vault. Yeah, well, there's some new cards coming out for Gar Data Vault. Or yeah, Gar in general. Like, no, let's keep attacking. I'm gonna throw Boba into the missile platform. We'll kill Yoda. So we'll pilot. Hopefully he doesn't have a confiscate. And we could either hit the Raider or a very big barrage here. He's only at 5, so he's not going to have rivals fall. He could either have an entrenched or a confiscate. No, he's using the Yoda's ability here. So I think we get our damage in while we can, and then follow up with the Ruthless Raider here. Yeah, so Gar is getting some new cards. So if you look at the new ones that have been spoiled, we go down to yellow, black. Just things like this one, like Shin is like hidden and shielded. So that's a turn 2 5/3 that you can't attack. So anything like that with the shields on is always going to be good. And the hidden keyword is pretty effective. All right, let's hit his base for 8. Being able to just pop out and then just, unless your opponent's got events and that, you can't interact with it. All right, so he's going to play Kiadi. Let's kill C3PO and then claim. We'll hit again. Get rid of the technician. We could do a barrage for 10. But I think we should be potentially just getting our damage in. I think we're worried too much about Kiadi at the moment. So yeah, Gar in general is going to get boosts. Yellow is clearly the best, but green as such, yeah. Anything where your opponents are not going to know what's in your deck. That's why I like playing colors or decks that people don't expect, because if you play a Sabine and that, you kind of know what's in their deck. Same with Akira. And then if you play something a bit on the fringes, you can surprise your opponent. But he can't deploy Yoda because he's still on 6. Okay, now he's going to resupply. So potentially here we just hit in for 4 and play the frigate. We just keep pushing damage. So he's going to have to flip blind, and for him to get a 6, you'll have to be pretty lucky, which he wasn't. All right, so let's just drop the frigate down as well. All right, we can just claim. All right, let's get rid of 1 barrage. We've already got multiple. We'll hit him with the platform, and then he's going to have to do some kind of healing. Okay, U-wing reinforcement. I don't know what he can draw. He can't draw a redemption or that here. That should be our first win. There we go. So Yoda, we're able to just transition into space, which is where Yoda's weak. All right, so 1, 2. Find a game. Vader Blue. I remember the old Vader Blue from set 1 or 2. It was like a hard control deck, and it was very, very different to the Vader Blues today. So we won't mulligan because we've got our Pride starting card. All right, so we probably don't need Force Choke, and probably not Grenade Strike. Well, no, actually, we should have kept Grenade Strike because it lines up better with our resources. We should have done the frigate. All right, let's pass. Okay, that kind of worked out well because we've hit the bomber into the Stormtrooper. He's claimed initiative so that he let's get rid of the Maul so that Pride doesn't kick off here. Yeah. So let's play the Trooper. and the TIE Bomber and go a bit wide on him. He could be a hard control deck here. And if it is, it should be a good matchup for us because we've got lots of indirect damage and the planetary bombardments in the deck. So he could play a Childson if he is. No, he's going to play a Power of the Dark Side. We'll get rid of the Trooper, because our Bomber will do more damage to him. All right, we'll hit him in. That'll do another 3. And then our Fire Spray will do another 3, another 2 as well. All right. Okay, we've already got a Fire Spray, so we can get rid of that one. No glory. All right, we'll hit in again. We'll do 4 damage this time. We've got our frigate. Wow, we got, is that a capital ship? It is. So potentially, if he doesn't kill our frigate here straight away, we're going to do 12 damage to him. And this is why I think you've seen hard control decks sort of disappear a bit from the meta, is that they come up against a deck with like indirect damage like a Boba. It's a tough matchup for them. All right, let's get rid of the TIE Bomber. I think now we can just put 12 damage on him, or 13 with Boba Fett's ability. We've got raid 1 with the frigate, so he kind of has to deal with it. So we'll just deploy Boba as a unit then and hit for 4. And that should be game. All right, he's going to defeat and heal. All right, let's hit his base for another 4. He may drop Vader out here. If he does, Maul's not going to be able to kill him, but we play a Raider. And that will kind of put him in a bind. All right, we can not resource. We've got the officer. Pretty sure that should be it. There we go, 2-2. All right, he wants a rematch. Let's have a rematch. Got to Mulligan, no. So what did he play? He played a Perilous on us. We've got Officer, Bomber. Get rid of the Silencer and Fang Fighter at the moment. Let's play our Officer. All right, we've got our big ship again. ECLing Fenral with legal authority is something I will champion until I'm dying. Fenral was such a great card in Limited. Every time you've seen that. Funny to see you stream this specific deck that I'm just picking up. Yeah, well, as always, I'm kind of learning it, so yeah, I may be playing some elements of it wrong. But let's see how we go. All right, so we use Boba's ability on the opponent. Gonna have a bit of a slower start this time. Well, we have got the tech now, but the question is, am I better to play resupply? Because if I play that down and he has a no glory, I think that's worse for us. Yeah, so let's resupply. And I think we're just daring raid to get the 3 damage in. Alright, let's pass. Okay, we hit a Devastator. We've got the frigate. Kind of in a bind now because this Pershing has drawn so many cards. Play a frigate, he's just going to get rid of it. So let's do a bombardment. Some new Grand Inquisitor content, the new one. Okay, so the new one is its ability is similar to Jin's. We will yeah, I'll see how that sort of pans out. But yeah, I would like to play some of the new leaders. So it's kind of like mixing it up between the two. I would like to play the Qui-Gon and that as well. All right, so he's left us to just attack then, which we will. A Maul would be really good here. Fang Fighter. No, I don't think we need that. Even if it paralyzes, it's... Yep. Okay, let's play the frigate out. Kind of force him to do something. So we'll just claim here. So I don't think you can... Well, he could Merciless Contest. That's one way of dealing with it. All right, let's get rid of the Grenade Strike. And then let's put on 8 damage while we can here and take him to 27. Where can I play this game? So this is just the fan simulator, Petronarchy. So if you search up Petronarchy, you'll be able to find it. Or if you want to learn how to play Star Wars Unlimited, you can play it on Force Table, Brandon. So if you search up Force Table, Star Wars Unlimited, so Force Table. But yeah, it's an offline card game. So this is Force Table here. And that'll teach you how to play. You can play with the starter decks and that here. That's how I learned to play. But yeah, you need a deck. But this is the best way to learn. Go quick match. You can go to StarWarsUnlimited.com and learn how to play there as well. All right, so he's going to Vigilance. So I think what we can do here is just... If we Devastator, we can do 5. Which really puts him in a spot here. Yes, StarWarsUnlimited.com. And they've got like things like Spotlight decks and all that now. You can play offline in that pre-built decks, which are quite fun. This Boba one is actually one of the pre-built decks. Not so, I don't think it's... Is it green? Can't remember. The Han one's yellow and something. All right. There we go. 3-2 with Boba. Data Vault. Okay, so we've played the Yoda. Let's play the Vader Yellow and see how this deck goes. No, it's yellow. It's Boba. Okay, it's yellow. I just wasn't sure because is the Han yellow as well? Has the old fire spray? Yes, you are correct. Yep. Sabine, we're not going to play best of 3. Let's just find a game. All right, Darth Vader yellow. Okay, so I like the Grenade Strike. I like the resupply. We've got Fets. Let's give this a go. The thing with the Vader decks is that you need to stop the generation of tokens. I'm going to pass. See if he plays something here. All right. Let's kill that off. Maybe should have waited. Okay, so we can get rid of a Ruthless Raider. We'll resupply up, and then next turn we can Fire Spray and Stormtrooper. Bombardment is very good. You'll need to kind of handle our ships, and we are going to be one resource ahead of him. What did he play then? A punch it. Okay. You may have the shuttle here, capture. All right, let's get rid of the force choke. So our options here, if we drop Boba onto the ground, we can barrage for 6. Doesn't seem that great, but if we were to drop Boba into the Ruthless Raider, we could clear the majority out here. Will he have an answer? The attack space here, yeah, let's deploy as a pilot. We'll put one there, one there. Do 4. Let's leave that one. I want to take the shield off. If he can't deal with an 8-10, he's going to get hit by a barrage next turn. Alright, so he's going to stop us from attacking anymore. And we should be able to clear his space out next turn. And then follow up with the Devastator. Or 2 Devastators. We want to be able to play the Bomber, so we're going to have to resource the Devastator here. We can do 10, which will be enough to clear his whole board. Just. Right, we'll hit for 10. The patrol fighter, and we'll be able to just drop a bomber as well. Let's get rid of the Stormtrooper. Hit his base for 8, and even if he barrages, he's dead here. All right. We got the Vader Yellow. It's a pretty popular deck these days. All right, let's find another game. Kazuda Thermal Oscillator. So this should be quite aggressive. We do have quite an aggressive start, so we won't mulligan. We'll just keep all of our low drops here. We can start with the Pride, is always a pretty good start. All right, now we can claim. And we've got a Fang Fighter, which is also very good. I don't think the Technician's good here because he's just going to get all space, so we're not going to be able to actually get it popped. Unless we targeted ourselves with Boba, but All right, so he's going to play a Turncoat. He's going to play then a Han, which is going to trigger. We'll just keep playing out because we're going to Fang Fighter his Fang Fighter the Kazuda. Let's get rid of the 4-stroke. We have 6 more health than him, so let's Fang Fighter the Kazuda. All right, let's hit him with the Stormtrooper and do the extra damage with Boba. So we started off 0-2, won the last 4. Maybe we're starting to get the hang of it a little bit. So if I claim, he does an extra, what, 2 damage plus 1. Is it worth it? No, we'll try. I'd rather be ahead on. Oh, okay, so we can now, let's get rid of the IG. We can take that hauler off his hands. And what that means is next turn for Boba Fett, we can drop him straight in the hauler. All right, Pride can hit in. Stormtrooper can hit in. So Pride also, when you deal damage to a unit and it's got a non-unique upgrade, so like a shield or an XP, can take it off, which is pretty handy. We've got to not forget to play out our hauler here. It's not a capital ship. All right, I think we just barrage here. Yep. Here we go, 5-2. We took care of the Kazuda. Having the main deck Fangs in this list seems pretty good. No main deck Cham. Look at that. Someone's playing Finn Blue. So Finn Blue is something that I was pushing on the channel and that here. So Finn Blue Theory Crafting and then Finn Blue Set 5 Viable. And having said that, there's a spoiler that came out overnight, this Graceful Purrgil. I looked at it first and it was like 2/7. That's like a Nema Outpost type with a creature trait. It's not that good, but I had a quick game of it earlier today, and I put it in because I didn't really have anything in that 5th slot. And what I didn't pick up is that it's actually space. So to have a Sentinel up in space, that's a 2/7. Especially something that you could shield, or the Ezra unit can add experience to, and Finn turn it into a shield. Seems pretty good, so it's worth testing out that one. So if you are interested in some new theory crafting, the new sets, that's a deck list that I'll be updating over time, and that as well. So the current list for Finn is the same one that's linked on those particular videos, and yeah, I'm trying out the Graceful Purrgil there. Ain't no way Finn is real. That'd be sweet. Yeah, well, I can even prove something else. Let me grab it. I'm set for the new set as well because I now have a Finn showcase as well. So I picked that up the other day. So I'm all set. So I need to make that deck work. So this looks like a pretty good hand. All our low drops. We can kind of pivot into either area here. So if you play something like a Phantom 2, which they often do, I can go up there. The Bomber, I can play. All right, let's get rid of the series officer there. Okay, so we'll go straight up into space then. Let's play the Bomber. We can play a tech down next. And then go into the frigate. All right, let's hit with the Bomber. Do 4 damage to him. Now, do we play the Technician here or do we play the Platform? I think we play the Technician. Playing against Boba is so annoying for all the clicking. Yeah, it is an annoying deck to play. It's like, yeah, constantly tapping away, clicking on different things, and that's yeah, it is an annoying play. I was thinking about making a General Grievous ground unit deck to make his ability work. Any recommendations for a leader? So General Grievous is the 4/4 one, isn't it, with the lightsabers? So when I seen him before, he was in like Krennic Greens and things like that can come out with Vader. Are you trying to make the lightsabers work? Because that seems like a Twin Sons type thing. All right, let's pop the XP here. He was waiting for us with that jam. All right, let's claim. Let's get rid of the Fang Fighter. Now, the question is, will he have anything for a frigate if the frigate's got Overwhelm? Yes, I want to make the lightsabers work. Well, you're probably in luck in terms of the next set. The next set does have a lot more should have a lot more lightsabers. So maybe that might be an option. That you bring in some more lightsabers, but you've got like a fine edition and that as well, but that relies on your opponents playing lightsabers. It's so hard to make that 4/4 unit stick to the table. Like there's just so much removal, like Fell the Dragons and things like that. Darth Revan, Leader Blue. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of people trying Darth Revan. Like people like that character so much that even if the leader's not good, the showcase in that is going to be worth like crazy amounts of money. And I am going to Galactics, and you do get the Revan mat as part of your entry for the. I want to say I'm on the level, not the. I didn't get the VIP. I got like the premium one. Do we just do 12 damage here while we can? I think we just do 12 damage. Revan Blue is tough unless you use the Dathomir ladies. Fourth throw? Well, you can have a I guess you can have Fet's Fire Spray, even though if you'll kill the bomber. Right, we'll do 10, and we've got the Daring Raid now. Right, now we can hit in. So that Han 2 blue, it is weak in space, and that's why I always try and attack it there. They have very little space units. They got to rely on things like Carabast, Force Throws, Phantom 2, turn 1, and some run in Trench, but not many. So that's where you can attack that kind of deck. I wish they would sell the playmat with the symbol of the Galactic. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to Galactics just because I've got a day one buy. But yeah, just getting to meet people in the community and then just doing the side events and then trying to get some of the, exclusive cards and that some of the ones that spoiled, like the ones where the characters sort of like they sit outside the cards almost, they're above the text and that. Those ones are so good. Would you like to mulligan? No, this looks pretty good. Unfortunately, we're probably going to lose our pride straight away because we are playing Tarkin Town. And get rid of the resupply. We're going to go Pride, Technician. Want to go Fire Spray? Get rid of them all. Yeah, wish they'd sell it without the symbol. Yeah, because it's so good, that mat. It looks so good. But the only way to get it will be to be at the Galactics or buy it secondhand. Get you the droid cards. Yeah, well, the droid cards are they will be available at a lot more conventions. So I don't think they're going to be as hard to get, especially not like the old convention cards, the ones with Vader and that as well. Let's just put it all on base. That way he has to like run in here. Otherwise, I'm going to kill the Greedo. He doesn't? Well, I'll kill the Greedo. All right. So I want to keep them all. Going to wear thongs, a flag around neck, get a rub on Southern Cross tattoo. Yeah, Australia needs. Yeah, well, I'm just hoping I don't scrub out too bad on day 2, but there'll be a lot of good players and should be more of a celebration of Star Wars rather than just about winning things and that on the event, I think. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think I want the Ezra card, the Ezra where he's like, you can see it. He's like climbing on the creature. That looks pretty cool. And the Darth Sidious. I think there's a Darth Sidious and Dooku next to each other. They look cool because the cards are linked. All right. So we need to. I think the Stormtrooper can go. I'm going to deploy Boba. Hopefully he doesn't have a confiscate. Yeah, the Qui-Gon looks really good. I'm not sure about the face on the Obi-Wan, even though the Obi-Wan card is going to be quite useful. Let's get rid of the Guerrilla Soldier. We can do 10 here straight away. I don't know how he stops that. Yes, the Qui-Gon, there's an Obi-Wan. Let's hit his base for 10. Okay, let's IG then. Well, would have been nice to wait. I'm going to hit his base for 2. Probably should have put the damage on the frigate in case he had something to kill the Greedo. I think if he's got a no good to me dead, that would be very good for him. But also what I want is the for my Ray deck at the moment, there's the Akbar promos that were at the regionals. Those look pretty cool. They look like weekly play ones, but I like decks. I like cards that are just different from some of the normal ones that you would see, but they're super expensive, especially living in Australia. It's like I'll wait and see if I can get them at the Galactics. All right, we'll just play more here. Right, well, we've won 7 in a row now with this deck. Any tricks with the MC30? I can see why it's a nice ship with Boba Pilot, but is there anything else? Yeah, there are a few things with that particular ship. So it's got Overwhelm. It's a capital ship for the barrage. So I think that's why it's included. So it hits for 6. With Boba in it, hits for 10. And then it's capital ship for the planetary bombardments, which is straight on curve. So you go 5, then into 6. And then it's great barrage target as well. Boba leader as a pilot. Yeah. So it's the ship that you'd want him in just because of the overwhelm and that as well. All right. So let's, so we're what, 7-2. So let's play one more game with this deck and then maybe a couple of games with Ray, and yeah, or any other decks that people want to see me play. I normally play 10 games with whatever deck is at least in the thumbnail. Okay, Sabine Tarkentown. Okay, so we're going to lose our first turn plate. All right, well, we might not. It's not Cad Bane. All right, so we're not going to mulligan. We can lose the Devastator here and then maybe a TIE Bomber. Have to be careful that he's playing double red, so anything with upgrades will be an issue. So we have to play our Bomber here. All right, let's pass. Okay, so he's got Pride. We've got Pride now. We're going to play the platform. Yeah, I don't think we need Pride. Okay, he was able to knock us out on that one. All right, pass. So the question is, do we probably play Technician out? Yeah, we've got to try and get to our Boba flip at some point here. Actually, maybe it's not as good here. All right, let's hit his base for 4. Right, okay. So Sabine's going to come out. All right, let's just put another missile platform out. We'll do a trooper. Trying to find that game. So Force Table, Star Wars Unlimited is where you can learn to sort of play the game. All right, so we in a race here. By the looks of it, we are. So we can barrage here for 6, which will take out his entire space. Okay, so we've got 10 up in space, 2 on the ground. Interesting. He's going to take it on base. But yes, the main site for Star Wars is StarWarsUnlimited.com. Aggression. So yeah, he's going to. It looks different. Yeah, this one is called Petronarchy. So I'll link you that one. There's a couple. There's Petronarchy and then there's Karabast. You search for that one. They're the 2 fan simulators. All right, let's hit base for 2 here. They're the fan simulator ones. And then Force Table is the one where you just play against an AI. So that's where I like that one because you can be slow and it'll teach you how to play. You can got the spotlight decks that you can buy. Not on this site, but you can buy in real life. And it shows you all the cards here. And you can go to StarWarsUnlimited.com and there'll be, I think there's like a getting started guide on there as well. Let's hit base for 4. Okay, and then claim. All right, I think we just push the damage here. So we'll be bombardment. We'll hit him for 8. We'll take it all on base. All right. Okay, well, there we go. So 8-2. Not bad. Do you play physical? Yes. Yep. But I played the game majority physical. This is just for practice and that online. So as I said, these are my cards and that here. These are my deck boxes. So this one is the Ray. This one's got Ray. You can sort of see Ray in the front there. Yeah, we're in set 4. You go to StarWarsUnlimited.com. There's a store and event locator, so you can find a store, an event that's close to you. If you go how to play, it'll teach you how to play and all the rules and that here and that as well. I remember when I first started playing, I just went along to a pre-release. I wasn't, I hadn't played physical card games for about 20 years. I'd played Hearthstone, but not physical card games. So it was a lot of fun, and then I kind of got hooked on it, and I play multiple times a week. Do we want a mirror? All right, I guess so. Let's see. Okay, so probably don't need do we need our sentinels here? We won't mulligan. We'll go Mon Mothma. Let's keep our sentinels out. So he's got his R2. We have got Mon Mothma, which will take C-3PO. We'll claim. The Admiral, he got a much better start. C-3PO, R2 is a much better card to start with because of the stat line. We haven't experienced him on Mothma and see what he does. He's going to attack in there. We'll see if we can draw a card. We won't. We'll draw R2. All right, we'll claim. All right, we'll hit R2. And we'll just start drawing, see if we can draw cards. Started playing Magic last November. I'm learning this one because I'm a fan. I want to buy the Grievous deck. Yeah, so this deck is, in some ways, it is similar to Magic, but in other ways it's not. It's more like chess in terms of I go, you go. You don't have your turns in it. So it's Magic is a very old game system. So it has a lot of issues and that with it, if I'll say it like that. So when they designed this game, it was hang on a sec. They took out a lot of those issues. All right, well, we're going to have to give an experience then to 3PO. He has a fleet lieutenant. It'd be really bad for us. Okay, well, we'll take a deserter then. It's not great. He's had a pretty good start. The R2 unit is like super tough to kill early on. Hopefully we can hit a resupply or something here to get our unit, our Ray online. Hearthstone was so good from launch. So I played Hearthstone I started playing in beta in like 2012 and played all the way up to about 2020, 2021. It just got too much power creep for a while there. All right. Let's kill the R2. I picked up the Spark Rebellion starters on a whim, and after that we had a collective oh no moment. Exactly. All right. So let's give an experience to C3PO. And I want to show you something, how we walked into that one. Yeah, we are him getting the ramp and him getting the jump on us like that is yeah, struggling a little bit here. All right, let's, and even if we kill Akbar, we don't. Like, we could give an XP. Maybe that's better. Give an XP here. Take us to 6. How many physical SWU cards do I have now? I have master sets for the first 3 sets and probably about 20, 30 cards off master set of set 4. So what that means, a master set is 1 copy of every card, like every variation of it, except for showcases. Okay, let's kill off the blue leader. All right, so we probably going to walk into a Luke here, so I'm going to play a tech first. May drop a Luke. And then I could deploy and kill Akbar. Prestige variants included in the master set from, yes, where is that folder? So for the prestiges, I have, you can see here, so it's like 1 foil and 2 non-foil. So I have a play set of each of the prestiges. And then, so the master set is 1 of each. So 1 normal card, 1 foil, 1 hyperspace, and 1 hyperspace foil. Right, so we have fallen behind a little bit here. Let's just go to Luke to kill his Luke. Probably get Fell the Dragon. But that'll be 1 Fell the Dragon out of the way. Okay, another Luke. All right, so we can probably start with a Fell here. That's 2 Lukes. And then go at another tech. See if it survives. It gets blue leaded here. It's not. Okay. At least he doesn't have enough to blue leader us with the U-wing. But yeah, you can see how this matchup and all that, like he hit the resupply, so he's a turn ahead of us. We'll see if we can claw it back though. The tech is not good for us. Not good at all. All right, let's claim. He's able to put that. We can blue leader to kill Ray, so let's out of our row. Do that. And blue leader will come back. R2. I'll leave that on top. Yoda's not too bad. We'll give an experience to R2. But yeah, it is we don't really have a way too much to claw it back when it's like this. Like he's drawing cards and that now as well. All right, let's give an experience to R2. Just to take him out of blue leader range. All right, let's see what we get here. Not great. Not great. We at least kill the 3PO. We were one off killing the tech though. Let's put that on top. That's okay. We're so far behind though. Boba 2 Yellow to a showdown this weekend. That's his third Luke now. Yeah, I think this game's pretty much over. Yeah, let's just concede this one. We can't come back from that. He's hit all his Lukes. And we got no ramp at all. All right. Let's jump in again. Hopefully we don't get the mirror. Okay, Yoda Red. So Yoda Red, there's a few things with Yoda Red. It's got the force throws and that in there. You have to be careful, but it is also heavily reliant on You're My Only Hope. So you have to be wary of a big unit coming out super early. All right, so we're going to R2 resupply, which then makes Traitorous really good. So let's get rid of the Entrenched and the Protectors. Yeah, Boba 2 Yellow. Yeah, there's a local guy that runs Boba 2 Yellow. And yeah, it's good fun with all the ambushing and that. It's just not great into control. But if you can avoid control, it's not a bad deck. All right, let's experience up our R2. Pass, okay. I'm going to keep the Fell. All right, let's hit him for 2. Put the Luke on the bottom. Keep the Fell just in case he does get a good You're My Only Hope. Now we've resupplied. Yoda's good. Yeah, controller's rough, heavy reliance on Chewie, Spark, Jam comms. Yeah, at least you have options now. Previous sets you had no options, but Chewie, and that has made the heroic have a good option against control. Hopefully he pilots one of these up, would be very good, and I could just traitorous it. He doesn't pilot, but I could still take this A-wing here and clear out. He will be forced to run in, otherwise he just loses his side. Yeah. Let's hit base for 2. Akbar is not a good draw. He claimed, so he doesn't get the Yoda cycle. Pass. Okay, let's put Yoda down. We could expect the force throw here. Okay, we didn't get a force throw, but we did get a Anakin. So means we're going to clear everything here. XP R2 up, we'll run into Kanan with R2. We don't need the Concords. Like your overview about game. Yeah, thanks, Salush. Yeah, I do like talking through it helps me to talk through the plays, even though if I'm in person, I don't do it. But on here, I try and talk through the rationale around why I'm doing certain things. We've cleared the board there. We're still 2 turns away from Yoda. All right, so we've got the Bright Hope R2 that we can run with as well. We don't need protectors at this stage. Okay. So we can run Blue Leader in here and then run R2 in. Seems pretty good. Kind of a weak play from him because he's not going to get any benefit from this Obi-Wan. That was my problem as playing Yoda Red was a bit too one-dimensional. All right, let's hit him with Rey. So we could expect Yoda to come out this turn. He needs a 3 or higher to kill Blue Leader. What we don't want to see with Yoda is lightsabers because we don't have takedowns and that in the main deck. We don't have confiscates. So if he comes out to Yoda with plenty of lightsabers, we're in trouble. Okay, so here's the risk here. If I was to Luke, the other Luke here, then and then he flips, he kills the Blue Leader, and the Luke stays. So I don't think that's a good play. I actually think just hitting base with Blue Leader might be the go. We can then fell and art and C3PO. What does he flip? He flips a Poe. All right, so we can fell Luke there. He'll hit him with Yoda, and we can drop the C3PO. And then pass. Now, we do not want to see this Yoda get too many lightsabers. Haven't had much card draw this game. I'm going to get rid of Bright Hope, though. All right, so what do we have in our row here. So we do have a blue leader. We do have a C3PO. I think that's our best plays. Maybe just the C3PO and try and draw some cards. Well, we drew a Village Protector. Oh, we didn't update the score, did we? So it was 8-2 when we finished with Boba. We lost the mirror. All right, force row. Okay. All right, well, we'll give an XP to 3PO. Okay, hello there. Okay, well, that makes more sense. All right, entrenched or village protectors here? So if we play U-Wing, we could get stuff to hit into Yoda. If we do put an XP on 3PO, well, let's not resource anything then. We've got initiative. We'll put an XP on Yoda. I mean C3PO here. He's only got 2 cards. Okay, he's going to force throw me. All right, let's hit into base. 4-3. Draw a Peacekeeper. If he hits in us, then we'll just Luke him back. He will Luke us back, but he does not get the kill. All right, so do we want Spark to put the Luke back in our row? Yeah, let's do that. Akbar we don't need because I'm going to try and U-Wing and hit a Fleet Lieutenant, which we do. That gives us 3 left, so we'll do Mon Mothma and C3PO. I'll Fleet Lieutenant the Luke in to kill it. We'll guess 3, which are the majority of numbers in our deck. We draw a blue leader. And then our Mon Mothma will get another rebel, which is herself. Right, take down. All right, so we can Spark of Hope, put our Luke back into our resource row, which means when we tech, well, we've got access to a 4th Luke now. All right, we'll put an XP on 3PO. It's not a ship you see very often, Padawan Starfighter. It was one of the ones where, you know, if you control a force unit or a force upgrade, unit gets +1. So maybe next set that might be, you might see more of that. The only one in the last set I think was a force, well, you control a force unit or a force upgrade. So a force upgrade was something like the Anakin pilot. All right, 3. No, we don't get a hit. All right, so let's run into that. We'll change the order. We're going to ambush first and then drop it to the ground. So we'll kill that and then drop it down the ground with 2 XP. All right, so Yoda. Okay, so he's got 9 resources. Let's just XP up our Mon Mothma. And we'll just play a U-Wing timely reinforcements and get a whole bunch of X-Wings out. That's right. Yeah, there were no force upgrades when that ship come out, but there, yeah, should be plenty in the next set. And that Anakin unit, I think, is a force upgrade. All right, let's hit in a base for 3. We could play a clone deserter here and then do a trade. He's very low on cards. So let's choose sides. We'll give him the clone deserter. And we'll take the Yoda. Then we'll get Mon Mothma to kill the deserter, and then we'll draw a card. And we'll just keep hitting base. Plenty of force upgrade with jump to Lightspeed, Luke's, Anakin, Sarge, both Vaders. Yep. Yeah, but yeah, you're right. When it was printed, there wasn't much, but yeah, now there are plenty, and there'll be even more next set. All right, as soon as he concedes here, we'll play one last game, but we'll play Anakin Green that was suggested earlier on chat. Up in here, is it lagged out or is it still going? Anakin Green. So where was that? So we're going to go to Decklist again. We're going to find Anakin Green. The second one at Brighton here. I don't know what's going on with Petronarchy here. Waiting on us. No. Okay, so we've got Anakin Data Vault. So let's copy to clipboard. We'll go back to our Chat GPT. We'll paste it in and let it give us a result. This is not timing out, or it's game over anyway. That one. Back to Chat GPT. Here is our Anakin list. We'll go and import that one. So you go to My Decks, paste melee from clipboard, and then here is our Anakin Data Vault. So I have no idea how to play this one, but we'll jump into a game. Right, this one is not working. All right, so let's go main menu. Okay, let's bring in our deck list, view deck. Bring that one in. We'll save it to favorites and find a quick match. No dark theme. Yeah, I should. I should set it on dark theme. Okay, Anakin. Let's have a look at the deck. So it's, yeah, I think it's, some parts are standard Anakin, and then other parts are looking at take captive. It's interesting. All right, we have no first turn play here, so I assume we have to resource that, even though we've got a Fang Fighter. Poe. Okay, so we have Cassian to the row. Marauder. It'd be great if we could discard that. Guess we can discard it with Wrecker later. Right, let's play R2 out. Put that on bottom. All right, let's claim. We'll be able to kill that with... Let's put the Marine away. We'll be able to kill that with R2. Sabine. Let's put on top. We can open fire what he plays and then go Anakin Sabine next turn. Yep, open fire the masterpiece. Ooh, blue leader's a good one though. Let's stick with the original plan. All right, blue leader. I kind of wish we'd had our blue leader now. General's Blade. I think we need that. They just score 9-3 on that last one. All right, we'll play Sabine out. Also play the Interceptor. Gonna have to run into the Interceptor, otherwise I'm just gonna be able to trade up. Which is pretty good. So Cham. Is Cham good? I think he's ramped. Okay, let's see. He's going to have to hit the Interceptor. He doesn't. Okay, well, let's just trade up. Here comes Poe. So do we do Marauder here or do we... Don't think we're Marauder, right? We just open fire. Poe will come out, but our Anakin's going to be doing lots of damage and he's already blown through his ECL here. So Anakin's going to be hitting for 6. Now 7. And then play the Marauder out. Claim. Anakin's just going to be able to run over the top of Sabine here. Do have Andor in the row. Okay, so he's going to get rid of a card there. All right, so let's hit his base for 4. We'll go space and we'll play Cassian. And then hit his base as well. Take captive. Friendly unit captures an enemy non-leader unit in the same arena. So we could capture Wrecker if it becomes a problem here. That's a funny looking Boba. Yeah, we're done Boba, Clint. We went 8-2. 8-2 with Boba. We finished up on that. We're now trying some Anakin Data Vault. We can win with any Data Vault deck by the looks of it. So let's... What do we do here? Capture. Good Wrecker. Destroy a resource and then trade up with Cassian. We could just take captive but then, and play a tech out, I guess. Let's go his base for 3. Another tech out. And pass. All right, so now we've got a timely and a wrecker. I feel like I'm playing Sabine here. All right, so he's going to try and hit us for 3. Is there anything I do to win from here? No, I don't think so. I think I just hit for 3. You can't do 9 in one action. I kind of messed that up, actually. I can just play another Cassian out. Playing around Boba 2 red that used Timely Wrecker, that was fun, but the deck was too slow. Yeah. All right. There we go. So we got one in right at the end with Anakin DV. So we might play that one on the next stream. I think that was a pretty cool deck. I'm not sure I made all the right plays, but yeah, I'll drop that one in the chat. People can check it out. All right, well, that's it for me. Pretty late now, so I'll try and stream later on tomorrow night, and then Adelaide PQ, which I'll fill in people when I get back from that to see how I go, and then Penrith PQ. Don't forget to vote in the posts and that here of what I'm going to play in the Penrith PQ. We are neck and neck between Trench and Akbar. So either one of those, I will play at the Penrith PQ and hopefully win a few games with one of those. All right, well, thanks for tuning in, and I'll chat to you guys